Hello, my name is Gideon Brown, and I figure I would open up this introduction with a little story about when I was a kid. The very first house that I ever lived in, I met some random stranger kids who were probably coming home from school just outside of my house. And without hesitation, I invited them all into my home because it was a hot day and I had popsicles in my house. My mom was probably pretty concerned when she saw a bunch of teenagers in her living room, but then I was like, Mom, these are my new friends. And how can you argue with that? Now, I'm 19 years old. My major is natural resources law enforcement, and this is my second and hopefully final year of my education here. Afterwards, I hope to work in a state park just about wherever, doing whatever, because I just like the outdoors and I really, really like helping people. For the majority of my childhood, I lived throughout Ohio. Uh, there was a brief period where I was in South Carolina, but the longest I ever stayed in one house was 4 years consecutively. I've met a lot of people. I've got a fair amount of word experience, whether from other people that I've met along the way or just that I've come up with all on my own. It's pretty safe to say that I grew up in an unorthodox manner. Speaking of unorthodox, I've been a Christian for the entirety of my life. I've also spent that entire life developing that Christianity, and I'm pretty devout, I would say. Other things about me, I have a deep-rooted affection for tabletop role-playing games and am currently writing a setting for one that I hope to be able to publish as a book one day. Regardless of how successfully it goes, I just think it would be interesting to publish something like that. I'm also pretty artistically inclined. I've had a knack for the arts ever since I was a little kid. I can pick up new instruments just like it's a joke, and I've always enjoyed drawing just for my own pleasure and benefit. I'm kind of a snob about it, and I don't think I would be very comfortable doing something like that professionally just because I don't like doing things just because somebody else told me to. I want to enjoy it as well. Uh, my love language is about quality time, and that specifically implies a love of conversation. I talk a lot and pretty quickly, and I always wish I could talk more. I crave meaningful conversation with other people. There are very few things in my life that I think are as satisfying as learning something with somebody else because we decided to have a conversation about it. I know a lot of people. I'm kind of weary of meeting new people who don't want to meet me. So for a while, this meant I didn't reach out to other people, but I've since been learning about how to be comfortable speaking and meeting people who don't really have any reason to want to get to know me, such as professionally. In conclusion, my name is Gideon Brown. I'm glad I was able to share a bit about myself without too much trouble. And if you ever find yourself on a hot day really needing a popsicle, look me up.